Hi everyone, it's Peaceful Nik the Medium. Today I want to talk about how are you going to connect with spirit on your own or for mediumship. All of these instructions are in the digital downloadable course, Beginner's Mediumship 101, found on my website. If you want to learn more about mediumship, like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. So today I want to talk about instructions for connecting with spirit. This takes practice. If you're not going to practice regularly, skip it. Just skip it. It's like exercising. If you're someone with no physical problems and you don't exercise but more than once a month, it's not going to really help. You need to exercise your mediumship abilities regularly. So let's get started talking about how can you connect with spirit. It's something that you have to set an intention for. It requires focus. You must be aware of your capabilities. And you know what? They might be small, they might be a lot. You might have a little bit, you might have a lot of abilities. Doesn't matter. You can focus, be aware of your abilities, and trust and allow spirit to come to you. It's all about practicing and making it intentional and doing this consistently. Okay. Everyone can learn to improve this ability. So I'm going to walk you through some instructions and I want you to follow along or write it down and see what happens. You can pause this video, you can write it down and then try the exercises. Whatever works for you is fine. So you always want to start by preparing your energy and space. You want a place that's going to be decluttered. It's going to be reasonably clean. I mean, it doesn't have to be completely disinfected and perfect, but you want to be able to be clear space, clear mind, right? You want to be comfortable with good posture. You can sit down, you can lay down if you're comfortable standing. You just want to be comfortable for you. You want to have clothing on that's not binding or restricting or it's going to itch you. Your body, you want your body to be comfortable. You must set an intention. Everything in any spiritual modality needs to start with an intention. What is your intention? So you could state something like, I open myself to connect with spirit for the highest good with love and integrity. Or please allow me to bring forward messages of hope, healing, peace, and love, and provide evidence that our loved ones in spirit go on beyond this earthly realm. I always intend to do no harm, kind of like a doctor does, because it's important to me to be ethical and we need to be aware that not everybody is in the same mental space as everybody else. You also want to be grounded. If you are outside, you can put your feet in the earth, or you can just put your feet on the floor and imagine you're touching the earth. So you want to ground yourself. You can imagine extending your root chakra, which is at the bottom of your spine, all the way down into the earth, if you feel like that will be helpful. These things all can kind of vary from person to person. I'm not a box in type of teacher when I teach mediumship. We all learn and develop in our own different ways and with our own habits. So you definitely want to set your intention. You definitely want to be comfortable and you definitely want to be in a quiet place. Grounding yourself can look different, okay, from person to person. The next big step is shifting your mind. Now, this is a big step. Okay. So if you need a moment, pause the video. You want to move your mind from your conscious awareness, from your analytical brain to your creative brain and connect with spirit. Mine usually takes place in the upper right. You may be seeing that on the opposite side on the screen. But I lift my awareness. So this is what we do. 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. This calms and resets your vibration. It raises your frequency up and out to a higher consciousness. So you've taken your 3 deep breaths. You're going to uplift and stretch your awareness. I imagine this big oval space above my head, and I expand it outward and upward. And everybody's is going to look a little different. So it may change over time. Mine has definitely changed over time. Then you consciously shift your mind to connect. So you want to reach out and shift your mind to connect. Now, in the digital download, there are some exercises for this. This is just a brief overview. You want to move your mind away from the physical world and into the spiritual world, and trust that spirit is ready. Spirit knows. I always tell people it's like we have antenna on our head. And when we put that thought out to connect, the loved ones in spirit receive that on that frequency. And that's why they're right there to connect with us. You want to hold that connection, and then you'll start seeing, feeling, hearing things, etc., through your clairs. And then you want to surrender to the experience. You want to allow spirit to give you information. And sometimes the information comes in boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you get a whole bunch of information front loaded at the beginning of a reading. And sometimes the process takes a little longer, but you must practice, practice, practice. So now you've moved your mind, you've connected, and now you're encountering spirit. Feel the presence. Notice any sensations, thoughts, emotions. Stay focused and engaged. One of the things I tell my students is when you are connected to spirit and you still have to talk to your client, it's like being at a park with your dog or with your kid, your toddler, and you're always aware of where your dog or your toddler is. You kind of have that connection with them, that conscious connection of where they are at all times. It's kind of, for me, the same feeling I get when I'm connected with spirit, and I just holding that connection, and they're just there waiting to give me information, and I'm talking to the client. It's the same type of thing for me. And if anybody else has the same experience, let me know. So you want to feel their presence, be open to how they choose to let themselves known, because every spirit communicates a little differently, and that takes practice, practice, practice. Stay focused and engage. Don't think, just do. Don't think about what they're saying, just say it. Observe, receive, and say it. Trust what's coming through. Don't dismiss it. Don't think, well, that doesn't make sense to me. Well, you didn't live that person's life, so you don't know what their experience is. So you just trust and say it. Keep holding the connection. Stay as long as you're comfortable. And then when you're done receiving the evidence and relaying the information and getting a healing message, then you want to thank spirit. Always be grateful. Visualize that you are releasing them and they are returning back to the spirit world. They're not really away from there. Thank them for being there. Clear your energetic space after every reading and be grateful. Journal your experience if you feel like it, and practice, practice, practice. If you want to learn more, you can always email me, ask me any questions you like, and like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that. It is totally free. And if you want to try out the digital course, it is available for only $27 on my website. And it is the equivalent of a 6-month mentorship, just in a book form, to try out mediumship. If you want to take the 6-month mentorship, I also have that available. I also do one-on-one classes as well. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.